Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome back to Factorio. We're playing on the Trainworld and today we're going to focus a little bit on oil as well as the production of batteries and hopefully get started on the road to robotics, which is really exciting. Alright, so first thing that we are going to need is, let's see, well, in order to make batteries we need sulfuric acid. In order to create sulfuric acid, we're going to need sulfur, iron plates, and water. In order to get that sulfur, we need water and petroleum gas. And it's going to be made in, let's see, what are these things called again? Chemical plants. Right. So, let's get a few of these chemical plants. And also, we might as well start work on a few storage tanks. Make them by hand, because we are going to have a separate storage for that kind of stuff. I think we are going to make a little line right here, and I think we will start off with, I don't know, let's say 5 of these chemical plants. I'm not sure how many is going to be enough. This might be doing it a little bit too much at present, but we will see how it works out in the end. Alright, now I did put up a new smelting line down here while I was not recording, because we are going to need iron and we're going to need copper. And I figured a new supply, a fresh supply coming from right here in this patch and this patch down here would be better than trying to get iron and the other stuff away from this area here. We might have done it with copper plates, I suppose, but you know, we had copper supply so close by that I figured it would be cheaper to do it this way. Anyway, let's see, we need to hook up these systems to the main power grid, of course. So let's see, we will drag out a little line of electrical poles over here. That works out perfectly too. Very nice. Alright, and we will set this to create not water, sulfur. Sorry. Right. Actually, this might be overdoing it, but we'll see. Right, so we're going to need water in the top there. We're going to need petroleum gas in the bottom ones. Let's see, the easiest way to hook this up would be to go up over here, which means that we will take one pipe right there, and I think we will also extend this one by 2, and we will do that for every single one. And of course we are going to need some underground belts as well. Now first, where are we going to get water? We have water up here, which is good. We also have water up there, but I think getting it from up here would be better in this particular case, because we have more pipes already in this direction. Alright. While this is being made, we can focus on some other stuff. We can have, let's see, our first inserters, because these are all going to be putting out sulfur on belts and things like that. So I'm going to need a few more resources before we can get going, so I'll be right back. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put an offshore pump right here, I think. And I have several of these underground pipes made already. I think we will create a few more just because we can. And we will start dragging them out in this direction. It's almost in the middle of the path, which is slightly annoying, but oh well. We'll survive. Alright, so I think at this point we need to go to the left. Actually, we might have done it better with doing that up there. My bad. So we'll go up to here. We'll get a regular pipe up here. We will then extend our pipe system into this direction. And actually, for good measure, I'm going to put in a split over here by 1, because later on we can actually upgrade these to a better processing system, basically, and that is going to require water. So by putting in a little pipe over here, that will set us up quite nicely for the future. Alright, so I think at this point we should be going down. So we will have another regular pipe. Like so, and then we can go over in this direction, along with the other pipes. Alright, now we can just drag this out until we get to this facility here. Alright, cool. Now of course we are going to need some pipes over here. So we're going to have single pipes on these ends. We're going to have underground pipes connecting all of these together. Just like we did with the oil refineries, basically. And then, of course, we are going to do this same little system for all the petroleum gas. Alright. We can have some more inserters over here so that we can actually output this onto a belt that's going somewhere. We're going to get rid of some of this stuff, because the sulfur isn't actually needed all that much in any other part of the facility. We're going to just need it for the sulfuric acid. So we're going to need iron plates, we're going to need water, and we're going to need sulfur. Alright, so for this I think we will make another 5 chemical plants. And we will, I don't know, put them up here, I suppose. This seems like a fine enough area to be making some more. I'm just kind of thinking about the distances involved, but this should be fine, I think. Alright. So we're going to set them to making sulfuric acid. Right, and then we can see all the inputs that we're going to need. So we're going to need water in both of these. We're going to have sulfur being input over here as well. And let's see, iron plates, sulfur and water is going to be put in automatically. So we need sulfur and iron plates. Not sure how much of either. We need 1 iron plate and 5 sulfur. Alright. Well, there's different ways in which we can do this. But I think what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to input the water. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave 1 space over here, and I don't think I want to walk in between those plants anytime soon, so we're just going to use all the regular pipes to connect up this system. Then we're going to have some long-headed inserters, which are going to be put in the middle there, and we are going to need about 3 more, which are made quickly enough, thankfully. We're going to have, of course, some electrical poles, and later on we're going to put in some lights, or actually let's put in some lights right now, because man, do I hate to be in the dark. Alright, that's better. Alright, so now, of course, we're going to have to get this sulfur going somewhere, and we will bring it over in this direction, like so. Later on this will be red belts, I think. We can also have a splitter, actually, to double this up, but we're going to need more sulfur than anything else, and actually what we might want to do is put in a little bit of iron over here as well. We could alternatively route the iron through here, but I don't know about that, man. That seems kind of messy. Not sure if that is the way I want to deal with that. So for now, we will run iron onto this belt and see how that works out for us. See if it's fast enough. Alright, so we have the iron over here, and we're just simply going to round it up, but we will put in a splitter over here, so that we can have iron going into a different direction as well. Alright, so what we're going to need to do here, I guess, is use underground belts. We can put in 1 over here. And that will work out quite nicely. And actually, we might want to input it in a different way. Let's put a splitter in here so that it's a little bit more divided across the belt there. And drag this down. Alright. So now sulfuric acid is being made. We need somewhere to store it. And we have some storage tanks right here. And I think we will use this field right here for storage. Now I do want to save some space so we can expand upon this little system that we have here. So what we're going to do is we're going to simply go down about yay high, I guess. That will be quite fine. And is that lines up okay, like so. Alright, that gives us a little bit more space to expand to in the future. And this is easy enough to hook up to the main system. Right, for some reason we have an uneven amount of pipes, and that is something that really annoys me. That is just really bad. But oh well, what can you do, right? I guess something got destroyed somewhere. I very much doubt it got lost along the way. I'm not sure where it went actually, but oh well. We can simply hook up this system like so. And that should do quite nicely. Alright, so it's not getting the water yet. Right. My bad. Damn it, this is annoying. Alright, another underground pipe. I guess one will have to go right there. This tree has to go. Now we will have an underground belt right here. Or underground pipe, sorry. And of course one more regular pipe in the center there. And now hopefully this will be... Well, it has enough iron plates to manufacture this, but it really doesn't have to... Well, the input isn't quite fast enough, I don't think. So what we might want to do here, actually, is to make a similar setup to what we have over here. So let us take away these pipes for just a second. And we will double them up like so. Just so we can get the extra input. So that this stuff can keep manufacturing over time. Alright. Then of course we are going to need 5 long-handed inserters. We are also going to need, I think... Let's put in a splitter over here. Make that go up by 1. And drag it down this side. We might need more sulfur as well. Not sure about that, but we will see if production manages to keep up. If not, then it's an easy enough fix, I suppose. Right, so that will go up by 1. We can have one of these. Alright, and now we have sulfuric acid coming in, which is really, really nice. Now, of course, we're going to have to use it for something, and to use that in batteries, I think, is the first thing we're going to want to do. So we are going to have some battery facilities, I suppose. Alright, so we still have the chemical plants, and I think what we want to do here is make a similar little setup to what we have over here. And you can do it in the same line, I suppose, as well. That's going to be fine. Right, so we'll have a little space up there so that we can actually run some other stuff through there. And let's see how far 4 of these things get us. Because I don't like to have an uneven amount for this kind of thing, because it is going to output onto a single belt for now. Alright, so if you're going to make batteries, let's select that for everyone and see what their inputs are. So we're going to need sulfuric acid on all of these things. And of course we're going to need an iron plate and we're going to need a copper plate, but we only need a single one. So we can double up the iron plates and we can double up the copper onto one single belt. For now. So let's see, we are going to have that system set up over here, I suppose. Actually, maybe we want to turn this thing around for just a second and do it like so. Alright, and then we're going to have a little system. So we're going to have an underground belt go from here to there, which means that we will have one belt coming from up there, one belt coming from down here. I think that is going to work out quite nicely. We're going to have pipes going over here, so we need to double this up like so, and then run it up into this little space. Alright. So we're going to do the same little setup that we had before. Run pipes along it. Now let's see, we can have this setup to link up right there, I guess. Right, so it comes in over here, goes out over there. That's going to work out quite nicely. And then of course we're going to need 4 long-handed inserters. And they should be able to keep up with the demand of the factories. Of course we're going to have to hook this up to a system, but of course we're also going to need some lights. So let's put some lights over here and then on the end there while we're making some more poles. Alright, and And then of course we are going to need some inserters on the exits. Alright, so now that we have batteries coming in, let's double them up like so. Cool. Now, also I've completely forgot about research, which is really bad. Let's research some accumulators, I guess. Because these are pretty easy to make and they are going to be very important for our manufacturing of energy. Or specifically the storing of that energy. Should have started that a long time ago. So actually, what else is there that we can do with batteries? There isn't really anything that we can do right now, because we can't really make the robotic stuff either yet, which is another bit of research further down the tree. And let's have a look actually at how far along we are. So we need advanced electronics, I think, so that we can actually make advanced circuits. We're going to need all the iron stuff for that as well. And we're going to need, yeah, that way we can make science packs free as well, so that's very important. And for that we are going to need, yeah, we can make electric engines, and then we can have flight and robotics and things like that. So this is next on the list, advanced electronics. Maybe we should do that first, maybe. Kind of like, what is my biggest priority right now? Do we need to store more energy? Because that means we would also need to have solar energy. Or do we want to go for the science? And actually, let's have a look at our pollution here. So the pollution cloud is spreading, but it's not unmanageable. We only have triggered this base and this base down here, and then this one, and we've started triggering this one as well. But nothing we can't handle because we have a solid line of defense. Actually, you know what? Let's go for, what was it? Advanced electronics first. So we can make advanced circuits and then plastic bars and copper cables. We can actually already make plastics. So we're going to start researching that, and then we're going to have a look at the plastics because we are going to need it. Let's have a look. Plastic bars. For that we need coal and we need petroleum gas. Now coal is easy to get. We are getting that from up here, along with this little area right here. So we have one set of mining drills making coal for my current power factory, and then the other one is going down along here, and we can split it up another time. So that is very easy to get into. Alright, so this production is being halted right now. Sulfuric acid is slowly going up, and we are not getting the amount of production that we need to get out of this. We really need to double this up. That is unfortunate, but it's manageable. Let's see. I guess we can make another line of these things over here. We will have to do that, actually. Alright, so let's line it up into the same area, like so. We will have 5. And I guess, you know what, we might as well make this 5 as well later on, I guess. But for now this is going to do. It's going to have to do. Alright, so we're going to double this up. I'll be right back while I'm doing this. Alright, I'm back. The research is finished, which means that we should get underway with plastics right now. In the meantime though, I think I'm going to finish up researching accumulators. And there they are. Alright, so we have about 6 chemical plants coming in just a second, and we are going to use them to make plastics. And for that we needed coal and petroleum gas. Now currently we have enough petroleum gas. We might not have that in the future anymore. I think we're going to start building that up here. I think that's pretty easy to route. So we're going to go along on the same line over here, leave a little bit of space in the center there, just so we can run down belts in the future, I guess. Alright, and I think I was going to go with 6, because we need quite a lot of plastic for blue or red science in just a second there. So yeah. And of course they're going to output onto a single belt, and that's why I like to have an even number of these things. But let's see, let's select plastics. Alright. So we can see where all of the inputs are going to be. So these are all going to be the same. For that we are going to have a lot of pipes, and actually we probably don't have enough. I need to get some iron. And then I'm going to have to craft some stuff by hand over here, I suppose. Which is slightly annoying. It's not what I wanted to do, but oh well. Let's make a whole bunch of pipes. We're going to have a bunch of underground pipes as well, of course. But first, let's hook up all of these things together so we can have proper inputs and outputs. Alright, so we're simply going to do the same thing that we have been doing, because it works pretty well. We're also going to have 6 long-handed inserters, and of course we're going to have to reroute a little bit of coal this way as well, which needs to come from over here, but that's pretty easy. Alright, so I guess we're going to also make some underground pipes, make some more regular pipes. We're going to put in a splitter right there. We're going to run this up and along the other belts. Alright, and we're going to need it over here, so we can reroute it up and then underneath, right there. Right, we will have another one right there. Put in a little bit of extra belt. We will go around this little area and continue along in this direction, and then go up all the way until we reach the end. And of course we're going to have some more. Oh, that's not quite nice. It's not. We need to have it in the center there, so it doesn't line up quite perfectly with the upside, but you know, I'm not going to worry about that. It's a little bit well, we really shouldn't care too much about that stuff, I suppose. Alright, let's have a look. So we need inserters on this side, of course. There we go. Alright, so it's not getting the inputs quite yet. And actually that is unfortunate. We need to reroute this slightly differently, I guess. No, we don't need to route it differently. We're going to do something a little else. Let's see. Because I want to have an underground belt connecting up to here. And then of course we need to have... Actually no, that's not going to work out. We need to go up by 1, and then we're going to go over here. Because otherwise the long-handed inserter cannot reach what it needs to reach. So we're going to route this up. We're going to have an underground belt right there. And now that works perfectly fine. Alright, electric energy accumulators are finished. Let's research solar energy, which is another 250 red and green science packs. But after that, we will have a much cleaner alternative to getting our energy, though we will need enormous amounts of space to actually make proper use of those. And probably we want to have robotics as well, because, well, robotics make it really easy to make large fields of them, so you don't have to do it by hand. I can do it for you, and that is really, really fortunate and really, really useful. Alright, so now we have plastics. We have batteries. What is next? We are going to research robotics next, because I want to get robots as quickly as I can, because they're really, really useful. But in order to make accumulators, we need iron plates and we need batteries. That is really, really easy to do. And so we will do it down here. And all we really need is a bunch of regular assembling machines. And we can have 4, I guess. That will do. Alright. So we're going to have to put a split in here. And I think what we're going to do is we're simply going to go down along this area here. Like so. And of course, these things are going to have to be run down as well. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to put in a splitter right there, because later on we're going to use these for robots as well. But we're going to continue running this down like so. And the reason I'm not pulling it all the way to the right is because later on we might have to have some more of these factories right here, so we can double up on these. We probably will, but we'll see. For now this will do fine. Actually, production could go way up for these things, because we are probably not producing anywhere near enough, but we might actually be able to do more of that over here as well. So maybe we don't really even need a splitter over here, I guess. Let's do it like that, I suppose. Alright, So then we have the regular assembling machines. Oh, we need one more space in the center there. And of course we're going to hook them up to the electric system. We're going to have some lights because I love them so much. Alright, and then we're going to have, let's see, belts extending up to here. We're going to need 4 long-handed inserters going on this side. Crap. I want to have them nice and evenly spaced out. We will have some regular inserters on all the other sides, and then of course we are going to need a few boxes, and I think in this case 4 of these regular ones will do. Meanwhile, we will set these guys to produce. Huh, you can't make those. That's interesting. Alright, so we're going to need 4 regular assembling machines, apparently. Meanwhile, let's see, let's place down these boxes while they're making these things for us. It's only 2 items, so these regular ones should be able to make them, I think, but maybe specific recipes need the more advanced assembling machines as well. I don't know. Alright, these ones can make accumulators. So let's select them all to make those things for me. And then we're going to limit the wooden chests to a single slot. Later on, these will be replaced, like so many others, with provider chests so that robots can access them and use them for building blueprints for me. Anyway, we've been playing for quite some time already, and I think it's time to put an end to this episode. So please leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more, and I'll see you guys in whatever video I do next.